Hi guys, I'm doing my video a little bit earlier today because I have a lot of stuff that I have to do and I don't want to get so tired at the end of today that I can't do my video. So basically I'm just going to kind of do another question and answer video because I have 11 questions that I'd like to answer that I got from a couple of people. Sorry if this is too bright. I mean, I can't do anything about the lighting now. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm reading the questions off of my screen, so if I'm looking down, that's why. Also, okay, the dogs are around. There's gonna be two dogs probably walking around in the background. Okay, what is check-in like? Check-in is crazy, it's emotional, it's long, it's tiring, and it's kind of repetitive. You do the same thing, you sign your name about 50 billion times, but it's also really fun, because you're hanging out and you're meeting all of these people who are doing the same thing you are, and it's really cool. How did you cope with homesickness? I didn't. I did not cope with my homesickness. As soon as I got to the point where I was like, man, I really miss my family, I had to go. There was other things going on, and there's a question here, it's why did you self-term? I had to self-term because my mother found out she had cancer, and I desperately missed my grandparents and my mom and just everybody at home. But I did not cope well with homesickness. I think it would have been easier if maybe I wasn't calling home every single day and maybe they weren't writing me every day. And maybe if at the time I did not have a phone or any way to video chat them. So I think that probably would have made it easier maybe. Was it easy to make friends? I have never been in a place where it was so easy to make friends. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, I'm from a small town, and so people here are kind of cliquey and mean. So to go there and just have everyone be so accepting of everything, it was crazy and it was awesome, and I love it and miss it. Did you working at Disney ruin any of the magic for you? No. I actually came to appreciate it so much more. It was like night and day. Whenever I'd go into work, I'd have one face, and then whenever I'd go into play, I'd have a completely different one, and it was just like a child in a candy store every time I went. There was no magic ruined for me at all, because I can appreciate it. So absolutely not. No magic was ruined. What did you do on your days off? Well, most of the time I slept and just kind of lounged around my apartment, went swimming at our pool or worked out or grocery shopping or laundry. Or I went to the parks. I went to the parks a whole lot. I went to the resorts if I didn't feel like actually going to the park, and I would go and sit at the resorts and watch the fireworks shows and eat a Dole Whip. Did Disney burn you out? Like, were you too happy at work so you were a grumpo at home? No. You are happy at work all the time. Sorry, that was Jack. And you don't really pay attention to it even. It's just like second nature. You're working at the happiest place on earth, so obviously you're going to be happy. No, because I would catch myself doing the same things that I did at work, at home. You work there for a week and you've kind of got the Disney plunged into you. It was to the point where if I went to Walmart or something and there was someone in my way, I'd be like, "Excuse me, princess," or "Excuse me, sir," and then I Disney point everything. I still do that stinking thing 2 years later. So no, it did not burn me out. How do I pick my roommates? Basically, sorry, you have two options. You can get on the Facebook group and you can post the roommate survey, or about me, and see if anybody is interested, see if you have anything in common with anybody, and you can look at the roommate surveys that have been posted on there. Or you can have it completely randomized. Once you accept your offer, they send you all these emails for paperwork and stuff that you have to print out and fill out, and onboarding paperwork, and then you get the dorms thing. And I think you can have it completely randomized where Disney picks your roommates, where you live, and everything like that. I do not recommend that. Not at all. Because you're going to be living with these people. I think it's really important that you know who you're going to be living with for the next 4 months to a year. What is some Disney terminology? Kind of careful on this one because I don't want to divulge any confidential, like, Disney information. RR is restricted rehire. ER is early release. Going 101. 101 means canceled, there's rain. Utilidor is the underground system in Magic Kingdom. West Clock is where the buses for Magic Kingdom go to. That's where they take you from Magic Kingdom to West Clock, and then they take you back to your apartment. I don't know. There's not really a whole bunch of Disney terminology. Basic. It's human. There's no. It's like. If you are an employee of Disney, you are a cast member, not a co-worker or an employee. You are a cast member. And anytime you are working, you are on stage, which basically means that if your face can be seen by guests, you are on stage, and you have to keep up the show. The show is the integrity of it. Like, if you work in Magic Kingdom like I did, it's era themed, so you can't wear anything on your costume that would suggest that you were from a different era or something like that. And you never want to ruin any of the magic for anybody. You never want to say, she's going to go backstage and then another Mickey will come out. Or stuff like that. You never want to let a guest see you going backstage via secret doors. And you never want to talk about anything about being a cast member other than where you work and how happy you are to a guest. How far into college do I have to be before I can apply for the Disney College Program? You have to have completed at least one semester of college. You have to be at least 18 years old. You have to be enrolled in at least part-time. I think it's just one class. You have to be enrolled in at least one class to be eligible. You have to meet any of your school's requirements. Like, if they're, like, you have to meet the certain GPA before you can go, then that's that. But I think you have to be able to work full-time anytime during your program. If you accept your offer, you are moving and you are going to work full-time. And there's no getting around that. And it does not, if you're in high school and you're taking college courses, that does not count as being in college. You are not eligible. So yeah, that's that. Time frame of application, hearing back, and paperwork. Well, you will, whenever applications drop, you apply, and then you can either, I think they will generally get back to you within, like, if they want to offer you a web-based interview. They can do it at any time the applications are open, but I think generally it's like within a week. They'll extend their offer to do a web-based interview, and then you'll do that, and if you passed it, they'll get back to you pretty fast. It's usually the same day, just like 20 minutes later. They'll ask you to do or I think it's actually right after you take your web-based interview, and if you pass it, the screen that'll pop up is, you are considered a strong candidate. Please schedule your phone interview here. And depending on when you apply, your phone interview can be anywhere from like the next day to the next week. That's how it is. And after your phone interview, you can be pended, extended an offer, or told that you are no longer in consideration at any point from there on. However, if you get pended, you'll either, within the next 2 weeks, I got pended the very night of my phone interview. Right after my phone interview, I was pended. And didn't hear for my second program. I was pended the night of my phone interview, and I didn't hear back that I was no longer in consideration until 3 weeks after I was pended. Yeah, 3 weeks after I was pended. But you can be accepted or no longer in consideration or pended at any point after your phone interview. But if you are not pended and you don't hear anything for 2 weeks, then you call Disney and be like, hey, it's been 2 weeks, I haven't heard anything, nothing's changed on my dashboard, what's up? And they'll generally make a decision fast or let you know on the phone or email you at that point as to if they've made a decision or not. And after you hear if you're accepted, after you accept your offer, they'll email you and tell you what role you got accepted for, and you can choose to accept it or deny it. I think you'll have 3 days to accept your offer. And after you accept your offer, you have to do the acceptance fee, which is for Florida $304.50, and you'll have 7 days to pay that. And in California, it's like $850 to $900, and I think you'll still have 7 days to pay that. I don't know much about the California program, but you'll pay that, and then it might be a day or two, but then they'll send you the onboarding paperwork that you have to fill out or print out and bring with you to check in. And they'll send you the dorms email, and that's basically, that's how you pick your apartment and who your roommates are going to be. So if you got accepted, you might probably want to get on to picking your roommates out if you didn't already. I'm not sure if there's a timeline for when you can do that. I think that might be like 10 days that you have to choose that, and then they just decide to do it random. So I'd get on that. And that's all the questions that I have. Yay! This is only going to be about 15 minutes. That's good. That's less than an hour. So, but that's that. And I hope that these answered some of the questions that you had. And if you have any questions or anything you'd like me to talk about that's Disney related, please comment below or message me on Facebook or whatever. And I hope that you guys have a magical day.